I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I rap the old block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Leave a like on this video within the next 5 seconds for 2K to finally fix their servers. I would not risk it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fitz back with yet another video, and today I'm coming to you guys with yet another banger video. I've been teasing this for a little minute, and today I got y'all with the beginner dribble and contact dunk tutorial. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to curry slide, speed glitch, get contact dunks. I'm pretty much gonna be showing you guys pretty much all of the basics on how to dribble. Pretty much gonna show you guys some of the more advanced, but kind of more for the beginners dribbling tutorials, and I'm also gonna be showing you guys the best way to get contact dunks. Also, with getting contact dunks, I'm gonna show you guys pretty much how to do everything when it comes to dunking. So I'm gonna be doing you pretty much with a dribble tutorial for everything that you need to know for dribbling. That's gonna be pretty much not too difficult, out the range of being too difficult, while also give you guys a really in detailed dunk tutorial. So yeah, man, if you guys want more videos like this in the future, all you gotta do is smash, break, and destroy the like button. This video took forever, so I really would appreciate if this joint get a lot of support with the like. Subscribe new, we on that road to 100K, so yeah, I really would appreciate everybody new to the channel, that sub button. But yeah, man, without further ado, it's already gonna be kind of a longer video. No more talking, let's hop straight into it. Like I said in the intro, I'm gonna be showing you guys a lot of different things on how to do it. I'm gonna go from pretty much as basic as it gets, pretty much getting a little bit more, or even a lot more advanced on the dribbling. And I'm also gonna show you guys some stuff on the dunking. So you wanna go to the my court, pretty much as simple as that. You wanna go to the my court, practice this stuff as much as possible until you pretty much master it. That's how a lot of people get a lot better at dribbling. I'm not telling you spend hours, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Spend some time in there. It's gonna make you that much better when it comes to dribbling and even shooting. So yeah. All right, before we go too far, I wanna go over two very important settings that could change a lot of things when it comes to dribbling and going for contact dunk. So first thing is going to be the pro stick function. So for the pro stick function, you got 3 different options: default, dribble moves, or shots. If you go with shots only, that's not gonna allow you to pretty much use the pro stick to do dribble moves. So you got to do something else to do your dribble moves. So if you go with dribble moves, you're not gonna be able to shoot with the analog stick. So then you're not gonna be able to do dunks with the analog stick. I'm gonna show you guys a lot of different ways to do dunks with the analog stick. So I would go with default, but if you wanna be able to do a better dribbler, I'm not gonna lie, dribble moves is probably better, but yeah, I would go with default. And all right, next, this is pretty simple though. Pro stick orientation, this is going to be pretty much how the pro stick is gonna be. It's gonna either be absolute, where it's gonna be the same way no matter where you are on the court, or it's gonna be camera relative, where it's gonna be different depending on where you are on the court. And actually, this is what I used to use. I used to use camera relative because I used to never change it. But I became a way better player when I started using absolute, like a couple 2Ks ago. So I was like probably 17. So yeah, I'm telling y'all, you wanna go with absolute on the pro stick orientation. All right, so when it comes to this tutorial, I'm gonna also give you guys pretty much some dribble animations to go along with what I'm showing you guys how to do. So first things first is going to be the dribble style. When it comes to the dribble style, you want to go with one of these. It's going to pretty much help you do better. Quick stops, also going to help you doing faster dribble animations and just dribble faster with the ball just in general. So the one I use is quick, but Shifty and Magic Johnson are also 2 really good dribble style that you could actually be competitive with quick. Real quick, every like on this video will go to the frequency of you getting an ankle breaker. So leave a like. It's that simple. All right, so first thing I want to show you guys how to do is a crossover. The crossover I'm going to be using actually is Pro 2, but you can go with Pro 8. Also, Pro 8 is the better one in my opinion. It's going to be better for comboing with between the legs. So I like using Pro 8, but video purposes, I did use Pro 2. But yeah, you can't go wrong with either of the two. All right, so first things first, when it comes out to do crossovers, it's pretty simple. I'm not gonna lie, doing crossovers is pretty simple. It's as simple as just going up on the analog stick, on the right analog stick. It doesn't matter what you do with the left analog stick. Depending on what you do with the left analog stick, it'll make you do different types of crossovers. But if you just wanna do standing still crossovers up on the analog stick, you running up the court, you wanna do crossovers, it's just gonna be up on the analog stick. All right, next is going to be the moving behind the back. The best moving behind the back animation is going to be Pro 3. All right, so if you want to do a behind the back, it's not as simple as the crossover. The crossover is extremely simple, but for the moving behind the back, or just to do a behind the back when you're standing still, all you gotta do is go pretty much diagonal down in the direction that you want to do the behind the back. So if you want to go to the left, diagonal down to the left. If you want to do it to the right, diagonal down to the right. And it's going to be like that. Now, depending on what you're doing, you can either do the momentum, which I'm going to show you guys how to do later, so stay tuned for that. But for this right now, if you want to do it when you're moving or if you're standing still, just go diagonal down to whatever side you want to do it to. So if you want to go to the left, you got to go diagonal down to the left. If you want to go to the right, go diagonal down to the right. And this is going to be pretty much with the right stick also. If you're doing things with the left stick, it's going to change what it does also. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. All right, next is going to be the best moving spin in the game. The best moving spin in the game, in my opinion, is Pro 4. Pro 2 is another good one. But yeah, basic one is really good for pretty much spin backs and stuff like that, which I'm going to show you how to do in this. All right, so to do a spin, all you got to do is pretty much just twirl the controller all the way around in a 360 motion. Just make sure the right stick goes all the way around in a 360 motion, clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on which way you want to go. If you want to go clockwise, spin to the left, or pretty much just spin around to the left, all you gotta do is go clockwise. If you want to go counterclockwise and go to the right, just do it like that. It's that simple. And this is going to change also if you're pretty much moving. It's that simple. All right, next, a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, advanced is a half spin. If you want to do a half spin, it's literally going to be like a half circle. So instead of doing it like a full, you know what I'm saying, 360, now you're just going to do it like 180, where you're going to go right back. So you're going to go to the right, around, and stop at the top. It's that simple. It's pretty much just going to do it just like that. So you want to go out to the right, up around, and stop at the top. It's that simple. It's going to be that simple. Now, if you're sitting still or if you're moving, it's going to be the same way. But if you start trying to do a little bit extra stuff with the left stick, you know what I'm saying, it might start doing different things. But yeah, simple half spin is pretty much the same thing as it's always been. All right, last but not least, when it comes to the spins, will be the spin back. This is probably the most advanced dribble move out of all the things. So when you're doing a spin back, you're just gonna combine the regular spin with a spin back. It's just as simple as it sounds. It's not nearly as difficult as it might seem. It's pretty simple. All you're gonna do is pretty much gonna have the left stick going down, so pretty much so that you will go back, but you're gonna do a spin. You're gonna do a spin. So pretty much when you're doing a spin back, you're obviously gonna spin the controller. You're gonna do the right stick all the way around. So you're gonna go up and all the way around until you bring it back to the top. So pretty much you're gonna go, make sure you're holding the left stick back. While you're doing that, you're gonna do a spin on the controller. You're gonna twirl the controller from up all the way back around till you reach back to the top, and you're gonna do it just like that, and you're gonna get it to spin back. If you go to the mic court, it's going to, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be able to get it down. It's that simple. All right, next is going to be the hezzy. The best hezzy in the game is Pro 8. By far. It's literally by far the best hezzy in the game. It's not really more to really be even said about that. All right, so if you want to do a hezzy, it's going to be based off what you're trying to hold. So when you're dribbling, it's going to be different from when you're dribbling and when you're just standing still. So if you're just standing still, all you want to do is go up. You know how it's going diagonal down, you're going to go diagonal up to do the hezzy. So when you're standing still, you just want to go diagonal up to do the hezzy to wherever side you're trying to do it. If you want to go to the right, you go diagonal up to the right. You want to go to the left, diagonal up to the left. It's that simple. It really depends on which side you're trying to do it. Now, it gets a little bit extra when you're trying to do an actual hezzy when you're dribbling up the court or just while moving. So when you're doing it while moving, what you want to do now is hold it. When you hold it, it gives you that animation that you're really trying to get, and it's going to get you a really, really fast speed boost off of that. This is the only way you really can even speed boost in the game without it being like a speed glitch. They nerfed all the other speed boosts. So yeah, if you want to get the best speed boost in the game, you're really going to want to do it with the moving hezzy. So yeah, that's how you pretty much do a hesitation in NBA 2K21. All right, more on hezzies. Now, this is another way you can do hezzies. This is going to be like stutters and stop and pop stops and pretty much like that. So you can also kind of do a quick stop with this, but this is not really what I would call the quick stop. So this is going to be pretty much, you know what I'm saying, just a regular LT or L2 animation. So pretty much when you're running, if you tap L2 or LT, it's going to get you the animation that's going to pretty much either be a stop, but depending on if you're dribbling or if you try to keep dribbling or if you're trying to stop, it's gonna either just stop, or it's gonna get you a stutter, and it's gonna get you a little bit of a speed boost. It's not gonna be as fast as that moving hezzy, but yeah, it's gonna give you a little bit of a speed boost. So yeah, if you use the way you're using L2 or LT can get you a different type of hezzy also. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, next is going to be the best SIG size up in the game. So for the best SIG size up in the game, in my opinion, you can go with normal, elite, Giannis Antetokounmpo, or Tim Hardaway. And yeah, in my opinion right now, the Giannis one is the best one because of the walking back size up. That's really the only reason. I don't really even like these because it's really hard to actually get this, you know what I'm saying, speed glitch out of it. When before they had patch speed boosting, it was really good for speed boosting, but it's not really that good anymore. So it's really only good for this one. To be honest, Giannis Antetokounmpo walk back, but some of the other ones actually have some other ones you can be able to speed glitch into too. So let me not say that. All right, so how do you do a signature size up? So this is how you do it. All you gotta do is just go up on the analog stick and hold it. Now that is going to be different depending on if you're standing still, going forward, or going backwards. So if you're just standing still, you're gonna get the standing still size up. But if you're going forward, you're gonna get a walking size up where you're just gonna go forward. And if you go backwards and you're holding up on the analog stick, and when I'm saying the analog stick, the right analog stick, it's gonna just do like a walking back size up. So yeah, it's pretty simple. It's gonna just pretty much differentiate 3 different ways. It's gonna be one for standing still, going forward, and going backwards. It's that simple. All right, now let's get into a little bit more of an advanced, you know what I'm saying, for the dribbling. So now we're gonna be going over the size up escape package. So for the size up escape package, the best ones is Pro 2 and Pro 5 because those are the ones that have curry slide, and y'all know what that means. All right, so first things I'm gonna show you guys to do is pretty much kind of like, I guess you could call it like a crab dribble, but it's not really. It's really like a crossover, but it's not at the same time. It's like a crossover and a crab dribble combined, but it's like the big crossover. It's what we used to call it was crossover 16 from 2K15, but it's back in the game and we use it for a lot of different things. This can help you get out of a double team. This can help you crab people. It can help you do a lot of different things. So if you want to be able to do this animation, I don't know the exact name of the animation. That's why I'm describing it like that, but you understand what I'm trying to say. How you do it is you go up diagonally in the direction you want to go. So if you have the ball in your left hand, you want to go diagonal up to the right. If you have the ball in your right hand, you want to go diagonal up to the left, and you want to hold it when you're doing it. If you don't hold it, it's not going to give you the same animation. I was telling you guys you want to go diagonal up to the left and diagonal up to the right to do hesitations when you're standing still. It's going to just make you do a certain different animation. It's going to probably give you an animation that you want to do. Now, when it comes to this, there's a couple of different ways it can do. It can do like just a regular crab animation, or it'll give you something like this. Now, if you put the, you know what I'm saying, the size up animation that I just told you guys, the size up escape that I just showed you guys, it's gonna get you this one if you do it right. So, like I said, you want to go into the mic court, get into there, you know what I'm saying, and just practice it as much as possible. All right, next is the curry slide. Now, this is actually a pretty simple thing. Now, it might look like real complicated. Before this year, it was actually pretty complicated. Well, 2K16 was pretty simple, but every year after 2K16, they tried to make it a little bit harder. So, but this year is pretty simple. All you gotta do is go down diagonal to whichever side you want to go and hold it. So if you want to go to the left, down diagonal to the left and hold it, and you're going to do a curry slide to the left. Now also the ball has to be in the right hand. So if the ball is in the left hand, you're going to go down diagonal to the right to do a curry slide to the right, and you're going to have to hold it. So any type of time you're trying to do a curry slide, you got to go down diagonal to whatever side you want to do it to and hold it. It's really just that simple. It's not difficult at all. I promise you it's not. All right, next is going to be pretty much like the explosive behind the back. So this is going to be kind of more difficult than the last one. So pretty much like I was telling you when you was doing your behind the backs, instead of holding it, now if you were trying to like pretty much just flick it to do the curry slide and you moved the left stick, you were probably already seeing how to do the pretty much explosive behind the back. The explosive behind the back is actually kind of simple in comparison to other years. Dribbling this year is just kind of simple in comparison to other years. So how do you do it? All you gotta do, like I was telling you earlier, when you do a regular behind the back, you're gonna flick down diagonal to whichever side you want to do. So if the ball's on the left hand, you're going down diagonal to the right. But if you want to do explosive behind the back, you have to actually do the left stick with it. So you're gonna go down diagonal to the right. You're gonna flick down diagonal to the right to go to the right, and you're gonna do the left stick to the right. So pretty much, if you want to go to the right, left stick to the right, and down diagonal to the right with the right stick, where you're flicking it, and then to go to the left, it's gonna be the same thing. And you can spam it, just keep going back and forth, just going back and forth with the both analogs, flicking it to the left, down diagonal to the left, and going to the left with the left analog stick. And it's just gonna keep doing it. You're just gonna keep going the same way, back and forth with both analogs. So it's pretty simple. It's not nearly as difficult as it might seem. So yeah. Alright, and pretty much gonna be last but not least is going to be the segment of me show you guys the basic size up packages. Now I got two I'm gonna actually show you guys for this one, because this is gonna be kind of ridiculous how big of a difference this is gonna make. So the one that I use is Pro 3, but the most popular one I'm gonna show you guys later. So don't be tweaking just because I'm showing you guys a different one, because I don't use that one. So for this one, Pro 3, you're gonna actually use different animations to do speed glitches and a lot of different stuff. And this is gonna be determining how fast you actually do momentums, whether it's behind the back or a momentum crossover. So yeah, I use Pro 3. In my opinion, that you do a little bit faster of momentums, and it's just a little bit easier to get open with this from my experience. So yeah, now it depends on what you're trying to do with that also. So yeah, so I just showed you guys how to do the momentum behind the back. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to do a momentum crossover. When you do a crossover, what did I tell you? All you gotta do is flick up on the right stick. It's that simple. So now whenever you're doing that, whatever side you're going to, now, so say for instance you're going to the right for a crossover, all you're gonna do is just go with the left analog stick to the right. You don't even have to hold RT on this game. Now, if you wanna hold RT with it, you can do that, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just do it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna work every single time. So pretty much flick up, and at the same time as you're flicking up, go right with the left analog stick. If you wanna hold RT with it, you can. It definitely still works if you don't hold RT. Now, if you wanna go to the left, it's the same thing, but vice versa with the left analog stick. You're gonna go up on the analog stick with the right stick, and for the left stick, you're gonna go to the left. So yeah, it's just that simple. It's pretty much the same way as it's always been. It's just this year when you do crossovers, you do up on the analog stick instead of like doing it towards the left or towards the right. So yeah, it's pretty much still just as simple though. Alright, next, how do you speed glitch? When it comes to speed glitches, it's pretty simple. I'm not gonna lie. You can just do a dribble move, going a certain way, and when you go that certain way, so say for instance you just do a dribble move to the left, if you just start walking to the left, and then as soon as you start walking, you try to run right after that, it's gonna do a speed glitch. So say for instance, you do a curry slide, but everybody wants to do speed glitches off of, they like to do a curry slide. So when I do my curry slide with this size up, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, basic size up package, what I do with it, I try to do like a hezzy to that way. So pretty much if I do a curry slide to the left, I actually flick the right stick to the left again to the left, and it's gonna do kind of like a little hezzy, and then I can just speed glitch to whichever side. So pretty much what you want to do is start walking a certain way and then run that same way. So yeah, all you're gonna do is just, before you hold RT, you're just gonna let that left, you're gonna go to the left, you're gonna go up on the left stick, and then you're gonna start holding RT after like a little bit of time. Once you practice it, it'll become extremely easy. If you don't know how to speed glitch at this point, it's not that big of a deal, because that's what I'm showing you guys this video for. So yeah. Alright, next, how to do the basic size up package that everybody else uses. The basic size up package that everybody else uses is Pro 2. What they do, pretty much why they use this is because of the crossover that you get with it. When you do this crossover, it actually gets you probably the fastest speed glitch in the game, but I would argue that it's not as productive, because it's really not as, you can't do a hezzy with it. With the other one, you can do a hezzy with it, a crossover with it, or behind the back, you can do a speed glitch off of it, and it's gonna get you just as fast with a speed glitch every time. With this one, it's a little bit not as good, is because you don't get the fastest speed glitch off of the crossover. Sometimes it makes you like the animation to do a hezzy, it like kind of stutters a little bit sometimes, so it's not as smooth either when it comes to doing other moves. The only one that really is that smooth off of a curry slide is going to be like a crossover. So yeah, that's kind of my reasoning for not using it, but this is what everybody else uses, so I'm gonna show you guys how to use it. Alright, so just like I was telling y'all with the last one, on the other size of package, I would do a curry slide, and I would do pretty much like a hezzy to that side. So for this one, all you're gonna do is do a curry slide and then flick up on the analog. It's not gonna even matter. It's not even gonna matter what hand the ball is in, because if you go up on the analog, it's just gonna do a, you know what I'm saying, a crossover. So you're gonna do a curry slide, you know how to do a curry slide by now, and you're gonna go up on the analog to do a crossover. So, and then after that, you're gonna do the speed glitch. So you're gonna start walking a certain way, then you're gonna start holding RT or R2 to start running that exact way. You're gonna do a speed glitch every single time. I promise you, speed glitching is just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as doing a dribble move, walking a certain way, and as soon as you start walking, running that way, and yeah, it's gonna do a speed glitch every single time. It's gonna give you an extreme burst of speed. that simple. All right, and last but not least, before we hop into the contact dunk and dunk tutorial, the last thing we're gonna go for dribbling is going to be quick stops. And I'm not talking about the L2 quick stop that you can do. I'm talking about the actual fastest and best quick stop in the game. So pretty much how do you do quick stops in this game? So this is actually gonna be probably the hardest thing to, you know what I'm saying, describe without having a hand camera. I'm gonna do my best, so be easy on me. But yeah, how do you do quick stops? So if you're going to the left, what you're gonna do is, when you're going to the left, you're gonna go from the left. You're gonna go all the way from the left side of your right stick and flick it to the right. So pretty much you're gonna go from the left side and flick it to the right, and you're gonna try to do it. You wanna shoot as fast as possible as soon as you do that. As soon as you flick the left stick, or not the left stick, but the right stick to the right, you wanna try to shoot off that instantly. Same thing if you're going right. If you're going right, you wanna flick the right stick to the left, and yeah, you wanna shoot off that as fast as possible. So yeah, say for instance, you're going to the left, you're flicking the right stick to the right to do a quick stop. If you're going to the right, you're flicking the right stick to the left. Now, this is all gonna be based off of how fast you shoot off that, because depending on how fast you shoot off of it, you know what I'm saying, it's how fast you'll actually get the animation to work and which quick stop animation you'll get. You'll know which quick stop animation you'll get when you looking at these clips. But yeah, it's kind of hard to explain without showing you guys with a hand cam, but I'm doing my best. So yeah, if you have questions down below, put them down below and I'll try to answer them for sure for this one. And badges that definitely help you dribble a lot more, you know what I'm saying, efficiently. Quick first step, this is going to allow you to pretty much dribble a lot faster when it comes to speed boosting and speed glitching. And handles for days, that's going to pretty much cancel out the stamina issue in this game, so you're going to be able to do a lot more dribbling in this game. So yeah, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, you want to go to the my court, practice your dribble moves, take all the stuff I'm telling you how to do, and just try to use it to your best of your ability. It's that simple. Alright, so now we're hopping into the dunk tutorial. So first things first, like I said, we're going to be basic with it. We're going to be as beginner as possible. I'm going to show you guys how to do left and right hand dunks. So pretty much, to do a left and right hand dunk, you're going to be doing the right stick to the left or right. So pretty much, when you're going for a right hand dunk, you're going to hold the right stick to the right when you're going up for a dunk. When you're going up for a dunk for the left hand, you want to go hold the right stick to the left to go up for a dunk. And also, if you want to go for a dunk, everybody know you have to hold RT and stuff like that. So yeah, just understand that you got to be in the area to dunk and stuff like that, so it's not that hard to understand. Now, when it comes to what is the best right hand dunk package in the game, the best right hand dunk package in the game is going to be straight arm tomahawks. You can also go with athletic one-handers off one. All right, next is going to be how to do two-hand dunks. To do two-hand dunks is going to be just as simple as doing a right or left hand dunk. You're going to be pretty much going to the rim. Instead of going left or right with the right analog stick, now you're going to hold up on the right analog stick. So just go up with two hands for safety. It's that simple. It's going to be like that every single time. You know what I'm saying? If you got your dribbling or pretty much like your pro stick on absolute, it's going to be like this every single time. Now, if you put it on camera relative, it's going to be a little bit different. So yeah, you really want to put it on absolute, pretty much. All right, so when it comes to the best two-hand dunks, like I was saying, when you're going up with two hands, you want to go for safety. The best two-hand dunk, the best safety dunk in the game, the most unblockable dunk in the game, quick drops off one. It's the fastest dunk, the quickest dunk, and yeah, in my opinion, it's the best two hands for safety dunk package in the game. All right, next. Now, this is actually very, very important when it comes to going for contact dunks, when it comes to going for showtime, flashy dunk. How do you do a flashy dunk? Pretty much, it's going to be going down on the right stick every single time. If you want to do a flashy dunk every single time, which could also be contact dunks, going down on the right stick is going to allow you to do a flashy dunk. That's going to be activating the flashy dunk. Now, obviously, you're going to have to hold the RT. Obviously, you're going to be having to move towards the goal, and you're going to have to be in the area to be able to go for a dunk. But yeah, to do a flashy dunk, hold down on the right stick. Now, for the best flashy dunk package or the best showtime dunk package, in my opinion, is switcheroo. If you don't use quick drops off one and you want to go with front clutches, because front clutches also helps you get showtime and it's going to count as a flashy dunk. So you can also go with front clutches, but I like having quick drops off one for my two-hand dunks for safety. So yeah, I'm going to go with switcheroo. It's that simple. All right, next, let's get a little bit more advanced. This is how you do Euros. Now, when it's saying Euro steps, but you're going to be doing Euro dunk. So pretty much, if you want to do a Euro layup, you're going to double tap X while driving, while holding left analog toward the off hand. So pretty much, if you're going towards the off hands and then you double tap X, it's going to do a Euro that simple way. But the way I do it, pretty much, I use the right stick. I just pretty much do a Euro. To do a Euro, all you're going to do is whatever hand the ball is in, you're going to do pretty much hold the right stick to the other hand. It's going to do a Euro. Now, depending on how you do a Euro, what you can do, you can combine the other stuff I was showing you guys. So either you can combine it with like you know what I'm saying, you can do like a dunk with the left hand or the right hand, or you can do a two-hand, or you can do a flashy dunk. So if you want to do that, what you want to do is pretty much as soon as you're trying to do a Euro, as soon as you see the Euro activate, go into the motion of doing a dunk. So either you can hold the X or square button, or you can just pretty much do the right analog stick in the motion of wherever you want to do, whether it's a left hand, right hand dunk, flashy, or two-hand dunk. Next is a cradle. This is kind of harder to do when it comes to going for a dunk on top of it. All you're going to be doing is double tapping while driving, holding the left analog stick towards the ball hand. So it's pretty much the opposite thing of the Euro, but yeah, for the X button or the square button. But if you want to do it with the analog, it's a little bit easier. All you're going to be doing now is instead of going towards your offhand, you're going to be going towards wherever the hand the ball is in. So pretty much, say the ball is in your right hand, you're gonna hold the right analog stick towards the right. It's that simple. Now, as soon as you see the cradle activate, it's the same thing. All you're gonna do is pretty much add on top. It's gonna be adding on top. As soon as you see that joint doing it, all you're gonna do is either just instantly hold X and RT, or you know what I'm saying, what you want to do is pretty much hold R. Make sure as soon as you start doing it, you start pressing RT. You don't have to press RT to do a cradle layup, by the way. If you do it, it's not gonna do the animation that you really want. It's probably just gonna make you dunk. But yeah, as soon as you trying to do the dunk, hold RT and do whatever motion that you're trying to do, whether it's a two-hand, left hand, right hand, or flashy. I showed you guys pretty much how to already do those things. So it should be simple. All right, now let's show you guys how to do a hop gather. Now, when it comes to doing a hop gather, I don't use the right analog. All I do for the hop gather is tap X. Now, on PlayStation, you would tap square, and yeah, it's pretty simple. Now, hop steps are not as overpowered as they were last year, but they are pretty, you know what I'm saying, pretty useful if you do use certain things. Now, one thing that's going to be pretty good for all these things I'm showing you guys right now is a badge like Fancy Footwork or a badge like Acrobat. So yeah, that's really up to you. But yeah, to do hop steps, all you're going to be doing is tapping X or square, and then off the hop step to do a dunk, you pretty much know what you got to do. Just as soon as you see your dude do a hop, just hold RT and then do the animation that you want to do, whether it's a two-hand dunk, a flashy dunk, or a left hand or right hand dunk. And if you just want to hold X again after that, what you got to make sure that you're pressing RT. Pressing RT is how you pretty much trigger a dunking animation. It's that simple. So yeah, and also you want to be going towards the rim at that point too with the left analog stick. All right, next is going to be the spin gather. So for the spin gather, it's actually pretty simple. So for all these other ones, you didn't really have to be holding RT. For this one, you actually have to be holding RT. So to do a spin gather, what you want to do is hold RT and double tap X. This is going to make you do a spin. Now, the way I do it to be able to actually be able to do a dunk every single time is, what you want to do is, so say for instance, you're doing a spin. Say for instance, you're running to the left. What you want to do is you want to do a spin to the right. So what you want to do is, as soon as you're going to the left, as soon as you're trying to do the spin, you want to hold the left analog stick to the right, so you can spin to the right, and then you want to do whatever you want to do, whether it's going to be a flash, a two-hand, a left hand, or right hand dunk. So you want to again let go of RT, then click RT again and hold it, and then you want to do like the right stick to whatever animation you want to do, whether it's up for two hands, right or left for left hand or right hand, or down for pretty much a flashy dunk. It's that simple. It's really that simple. It really, all these things are pretty much just that simple. Now, like I said, you really want to get into the micro and pretty much practice all this stuff, but yeah, it kind of is at the end of the day that simple. All right, so before we hop into pretty much like the contact dunks and stuff like that, I'm gonna go over a couple of different things. This is going to be the first things first is going to be the reverse. Now, this is going to be for reverse layups and dunks. Pretty much all you want to do is, if you're going baseline and you know what I'm saying, you on the left side, what you want to do is hold the right analog stick to the left. If you're going from the right side, you want to hold the right analog stick to the right. It's going to be pretty much that simple. And yeah, it's going to work like that every single time. So if you're coming from the left baseline, you want to hold the left analog stick to the left. If you're coming from the right baseline, you want to hold the right analog stick to the right. And if you're doing a dunk, you're obviously going to be holding RT. All right, now this one is a little bit extreme. I don't even get this to work all the time, and it's actually kind of trash. So I'm not going to go too in detail. I'm going to just show it on screen for y'all boys. I'm not even going to waste time trying to explain it. But yeah, if you're one of those and you want to know how to do it, just go ahead. You're going to be able to see it right here. All right, and next is going to be putbacks. Pretty much simple. Whenever, instead of going for a rebound with Y, you just go for a rebound with X. It's just pretty much that simple. Now, putbacks, it takes timing, and it is rare based off if people are boxing out, depending on where the ball goes, if you time it well, and all different type of things. So yeah, putbacks can be, it's not as simple as just pressing X, but yeah, it kind of can be a lot easier than it was in the past. Now on 20, it was actually extremely easy. but on 21 it's a little bit harder than it was on 20. All right, next is going to be throwing alley-oops to yourself. It's the same thing as throwing a lob, but instead of throwing a lob towards somebody, you're going to do it towards the hoop so that it goes to you. So yeah, it's pretty much that simple. Double tap Y or double tap triangle, and yeah, you're going to go with the left analog stick towards the rim. So yeah, it's that simple. All right, next is going to be acrobatic layups. So this is something that you really want to know. So there are going to be times where you're going for contact dunks and you're not going to get the contact dunk. It's going to get you a bad animation. So what you want to do is press X or square a couple more times, you know what I'm saying? It's going to actually make you do an acrobatic layup. It's going to do like a double clutch type. And yeah, it's going to actually be really good if you're using the acrobat badge. But if you're not using the acrobat badge, don't ever do this because it's gonna get you an unnecessary contest, and you can actually miss wide open things with this, and it's actually gonna give you like smothers on wide open even if there's nobody around you. So only use this if you have the acrobat badge. So yeah. All right, so let's hop into how to get contact dunks. So first things first, when it comes to how to get contact dunks, I'm gonna show you guys the best badges. First things first, we're gonna go over the best badges. So contact finisher, we have the contact dunk packages, which we're gonna get into soon. That's 20% chance of a contact dunk. Every single tier of contact finisher is 15% on top of that. So you're gonna be at 35%, then you're gonna be at 50%, then you're gonna be at 65%, and then at 80% at Hall of Fame. Then we have relentless finisher for when you are fatigued. That's gonna help you get make your contact dunks even with fatigue. So yeah, those are, in my opinion, the most necessary badges to get contact dunks. You got slithering finisher also. You could argue is in there, but that's really kind of to counteract the negatives of contact finisher because contact finisher has a lot of negatives. The amount of likes on this video is the frequency percentage of you getting a contact dunk. So leave a like. It's that simple. All right, next is going to be the contact dunk packages. Now, when it comes to the contact dunk packages, whether you're going for the big man contact dunk packages or just pretty much all of the contact dunk packages, to be able to get more contact dunks, having a higher frequency and stuff like that, you want to have every single contact dunk animation possible. So with that being said, you want to have all the packages that you possibly can get. Now, me personally, I don't do that. I put on pretty much pro and elite every single time because I don't like small. They give you pretty much the trashiest animations. Those are like pretty much the simplest contact dunk animations, and at that point it's not worth it for me. But if you want to get a contact dunk animation every single time, you want to put on every single animation and every single package because that's going to allow you to have more animations for every single situation. All right, so why do you want to have all the packages possible? Because when it comes to having all the packages, that's going to allow you to have pretty much the opportunity to have an animation for any single situation. So when I say any animation for every single situation, because there's going to be different situations for where you're at and where the defender at that you're trying to dunk on. So yeah, that's really important to have. So for the contact dunks, I'm gonna do these in steps. So the first step is, I already went over this, you want to be able to have ability to speed glitch. You can speed glitch on any build on the game. So you really need to figure out what's the best way to get your build to speed glitch, and as soon as you figure that out, it's going to allow you to do more contact dunks. Now on my big man, I don't really necessarily need to speed glitch. I just really need to be running at the rim, and my build actually gets a lot of contact dunks off that. So some builds are kind of different, but mainly for guards and stuff like that, all you really need to be able to do is find the best speed glitch for you. Now, can you get contact dunks with big man doing speed glitch? Yeah, but it's not as frequent as if you just did a regular speed boost. But speed boosts with big man are kind of slow, but you might think you're not going to be able to get the contact dunk off, but you definitely will. All right, going more in detail on the dribbling. So when I was talking about you want to pretty much speed glitch, you want to find you a go-to move to get to the rim as fast as possible so you can have as much speed as possible going to the rim so that you can actually trigger these contact dunks. But at the same time, you want that dribble move to waste as little bit of stamina as possible, because when it comes to go for contact dunks, it's really important to have as much stamina as possible, because even if you get the contact dunk to trigger, you want to be able to make that actual contact dunk. All right, for the next step, it's going to be triggering a contact dunk at the right moment. So you see there's two circles at the free throw line. There's going to be a circle around the free throw line and a circle at the rim. So you're going to want to actually, you see the little hole in between? You're going to actually want to try to go for a contact dunk in between those two circles. As soon as you get in between both of those, that's going to be the perfect trigger point to go for a contact dunk. And when I go for a contact dunk, I'm going to try to go for a flashy dunk every single time. So I already showed you guys how to do a flashy dunk. You're going to go down on the right stick every single time and make sure you're holding RT and going towards the rim. So yeah, it's pretty much that simple. So yeah, when I try to trigger the contact dunk, it's literally in that one specific area every single time. That's when I try to trigger it. That's the best time to try to trigger it, and that's going to get you the best animations, and it's going to get you the highest frequency of getting a contact dunk. All right, more on the trigger point. When it comes to going for the trigger point, like I said, in between that circle that's at the free throw line and in between that circle that's at the rim, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be very, very important to understand the fact that depending on where you are and where the defender is, it's going to change what animation you're going to get. So more on the packages that you really need to know. Why the packages are so important, because they have every animation for every single situation. Like the Pro has 7 minutes worth, the Elite has like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then the Small has 3 minutes, and even the Big Man has 2 minutes of its own. So yeah, the more animation packages you have, the higher of a frequency you're going to be able to have to be able to get these contact dunks. So it's really important to understand how this stuff works. And last but not least, before we go ahead and end off this contact dunk tutorial, is going to be knowing exactly what button to use when you know the trigger, when you know your go-to move. And in my opinion, you can use anything that you want to do. X, up on the analog, left or right or down. Now, if you want to have the best frequency, going down every single time is going to be good, but you got to know when to go for a 2-hand, when to go for a left hand, when to go for a right hand. So say for instance, you got somebody on your right hip. You can do a flashy dunk, but if you go with a left hand, it's going to have a higher frequency of getting you a contact dunk, because it's not going to just do the flashiest contact dunk. It's going to go for the best contact dunk possible with the left hand. Now, if you try to go with the right hand on that and somebody's on your right hip, you're not going to get a contact dunk. Now, you also could go with 2 hands and you might be able to get a contact dunk, but what I would do if somebody's on my right hip, I would go with the left hand. So same thing if somebody's on my left hip, instead of trying to go up with my left hand, I would go with my right hand. Instead of trying to do a flashy dunk, I would go with my right hand. But you can still go with the flashy dunk, but I just feel if somebody's on my hip like that, I can go with the right hand. Same thing if you're crabbing somebody and you have somebody in the paint. There's a lot of times where if people just in the center of the rim, going up with 2 hands is going to be really good. But if you go with 2 hands or a flashy dunk in that situation, you're going to be straight. Now, a lot of times you go up with 2 hands, it's actually not going to get you the contact dunk. The reason why I like to do flashy dunks is because it's going to get you the flashiest dunk possible. And contact dunks is pretty much the flashiest dunk animation possible for all these situations. So a lot of the times you're going to actually get a flashy dunk, which is going to be a contact dunk. So yeah, that's kind of my reasoning for doing a flashy dunk. But in certain situations, going up on the analog, left on the analog, right on the analog for a contact dunk are actually useful to know. That's why I was kind of trying to show you guys that also. Now also, you can also do like Euro, hop step, cradle, contact dunk, spin, contact dunk. You can actually do that stuff, but that's a little bit more advanced. All you gotta do is pretty much do a Euro, then do a contact dunk, which would be like a flashy or whatever. Whichever would be the best way to go for a dunk in that situation. So yeah, it's pretty simple to understand that once you get it down. Going for contact dunks, the only way I would say you would really be able to practice that is going into my career. As soon as you get used to getting you a go-to move in my career, as soon as you get used to getting your contact dunks to activate at an extremely high rate, then you can start booming on people at the park, whether it's 5v5, 3v3, or 2v2. So yeah, man, it's that simple. But yeah, man, that is going to be the end of this video. I tried to go into detail as much as possible on dribbling and contact dunks or dunks in general. I showed you guys pretty much everything that you can pretty much think of when it comes to dribbling. Crossovers, behind the backs, explosive behind the backs, curry slides, speed glitching, quick stops, pretty much anything that you can even consider on dribbling. I probably didn't even just say, even on the dunking, left hand, right hand, 2-hand, flashy, Euro, hop step, cradle, spin, and all the way to contact dunks, even lob to yourself, putbacks, all different type of various things that you can even think of when it comes to dribbling and dunking. So yeah, man, for that alone, if you don't drop a like to support this video, I don't know what you're doing. I really would appreciate it. So yeah, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We on that road to 100K. I ain't gonna lie, YouTube was on some other stuff, so I don't know if I still have these subs lost, but hopefully eventually that gets fixed. But the views and everything is being weird right now. I don't know what YouTube is on, but that's not something I really can even control. But yeah, man, like I said, leave a like, subscribe. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, turn on post notifications, be the first to every single one of my videos. If you haven't noticed, I'm not posting nothing but bangers. There's a reason why I'm not posting every single day, because everything I want to upload, I want it to be a banger. And as soon as we hit that 100K, you know what's coming. It's that simple. So yeah, you want to go ahead, turn on post notifications, share this video to anybody this will help. This is actually a very instructive, you know what I'm saying, tutorial. When 2K22 comes out, all you gotta do is spam that like button. if you guys want me to do this again as soon as the game come out, because I know it is a lot later in the year, but it's a lot of people that actually wanted this to be dropped, which is actually surprising to me. And seeing that people want to see me show you guys how to do this type of stuff, if y'all guys want me to do that, I will try my hardest to actually get a hand cam for y'all also next time, because by then, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna actually be able to have that face cam, because we're gonna have the face reveal. So yeah, just be, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be at different levels by then. But yeah, like I said, leave a like, subscribe. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man, and I'm about to be, man.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple.